Hi, Dave here, and today we're going to do another art chat slash demo. And we do have a sketch here beforehand. I did this just a few minutes ago, and it kind of just happened on accident. Because sometimes when I paint, I have this habit of just doodling often whenever I paint, and it's a good habit because it helps me to get started. But anyway, in this case, or in this video, I do have a reference on the corner, and it's just to help me simplify my workflow, right? Because I don't want to constantly have to pick the colors. Like, I want the colors to be kind of decided beforehand, and I think having reference on the side for the color palette is enough, and it just saves time, you know? And it kind of forces you to be creative with the color palette that's in the photo, right? So yeah, let's start painting and shit. Anyway, so I'm not exactly sure what the title of this video ought to be. You know, I feel like this should be moved further up. Control Shift C, Control V, Control T, right? Just higher, just a bit. And then I'll hit Control E to merge it with the background layer, right? Anyway. Yeah. So, what should the topic of this video be? While I'm designing this mech thing, right? And again, I'm limiting myself to the colors from the photo. And maybe I can take inspiration from its parts and kind of apply it in the actual mech. I think you're kind of hitting two birds with one stone that way, right? And I do have to force myself to be a bit more big picture-y, in that I should avoid going into detail too early on. And like, I want the mass of this mech to speak for the most part, right? And then I can just work on the details in the end. Yeah. So by the way, just an update. I'm not sure if I should buy, because right now I do have an XP Pen screen tablet, the 13.3 Pro, but I am kind of thinking about buying like a bigger tablet where you essentially can't really use it for, or as a graphic tablet, where it's just like a big monitor. I'm thinking of buying the XP Pen 21 point something, and I feel like it would be better since I do have the money, and I'm not sure if I should make that investment right now. So I'm kind of struggling with that at the moment. I notice how I'm using a very solid, like, basic round brush, and I think it helps for designing, right? If I'm trying to get an impression of a thing, I mean, I could use the round brush, right, and get an impression of something, but I feel like having more brushy brushes where there's a bit more chaos, I think it can help elicit some kind of inspiration, right, more than a basic round brush. Round brushes are more for refining, I think. I mean, you can use them for anything, but you know, like, brushes do have a purpose, right? Your own custom brushes serve a purpose for you. So anyway, I was watching a couple of videos on how social media is kind of affecting artists negatively. And I kind of get it, especially like Instagram and shit. I'm not really into the whole Instagram. Like I do have an Instagram, but I'm not really. I'm investing more on YouTube, just because I can do videos better. You know, it's easier for me, and I feel like I can show more of my process via video than by just image alone, right? And I feel like there's more interaction, or like there's more of a community in YouTube than anywhere else when it comes to art. By the way, I'm going to limit myself to just 30 minutes just because that's kind of my basic. Although I did cheat. I cheated because I already had like a sketch beforehand. Ugh. Anyway. Because I do find it's better if you start from scratch, just because I know I would like to see art where you start from scratch and not where you're kind of midway, or if you have like a sketch already, it's kind of like Anyway, so yeah, social media can be bad in a way, but it's just hard, getting attention. And there are just some things, I mentioned this I think a few videos back, there are just some subjects that get more attention. I mean, it's quicker, faster, but I mean, you can't help but I can't help like, it's not surprising for an artist to go that route. First of all, if that's their thing, sure, but sometimes even if it's not your main area of, like, if it's not your preferred area, I still think it makes sense if you go that route, like NSFW, just because it just gets more, it gets more attention, it gets more likes, and I can't blame the artist, right? Especially if they need the money. Like, people don't have the luxury to just paint whatever they want, like sometimes they need the money now and they would prefer doing that with their art since they have the skill anyway. So, I'm kind of like, I do want to do not safe for work stuff, but I don't want it to be the only thing. Like, I'm inspired by the sketches of, or the sketchbook pages of Kim Jung-gi, where sometimes he would have like pervy, like babes, right? Like on the side and shit. It's super fun. I would do this back in college, but I don't want that to be the only thing that I'm known for, So, like, how do you find that right balance? Because I don't want to be just the pervy guy. You know what I mean? I want to be a bit more refined, I guess. So I want it to be a mix of everything. That's kind of a part of me. So yeah, I can't fully blame, or I can't. There are just some things that naturally get attention, and it's not a bad thing. If ever you're not, say, doing women or girls or NSFW, or cutesy stuff, because I think cute stuff gets way more likes and shit. You do have to, if you're not doing that, I think the only solution is being so unique that people have no choice but to check you out. Right? And that's kind of also the route I want to go for, where I'm kind of just like, I have my own niche essentially, but finding a niche does take time, right? And not just finding a niche, but finding or being an expert in it, right? Because you can be in a unique position, but if you're not good, like, what's the fucking point, People want expertise, right? And expertise takes time. You can't just be amazing from the get-go. But what you can do is share your process, right? Like what I'm doing right now. it's a form of marketing, but at the same time, I'm developing my skills. I'm essentially showing you my progress. And I think this is a very simple way of marketing yourself online, like showing your behind the scenes. Even things like vlogs, I think are good. You know, like if you don't have like, if you can't make tutorials, if you're not even that experienced in terms of your skill sets, why not do vlogs? You know, like studio vlogs, like tours, whatever. And it can be kind of inspiring because you can show your art, life and shit. And I think that helps people, you know, find a way to help people, you know. So if you're kind of struggling with social media, I guess find a way to help people, and start there, you know. If you're not really into the whole babes or chicks, because again, I do want to draw those things, but come on, like it's so discouraging seeing, well, it's not that discouraging, but like I know I do need that quick, like I need something quick, but I also need something that's long term. So I know it's something I'll be doing, but I know it's not the only thing. You know what I mean? So I just have to remind myself of that, right? That I had a point. What the fuck is this? Or this, sorry. Right? It's so weird. Clip canvas. This is a weird. This was supposed to be an arm, but you know, shit happens, bro. Let's be more impressionistic, just a bit. Add a bit of white again, or gray. White here, just to be extra safe, right? So it's kind of like an insect, right? Round brush again, just to be cooler, right? Oof. And yeah. Even my growth here on YouTube is, I guess it's because I'm not that consistent. I mean, I do have a lot of videos. I think it's the consistency that I really need to work on. I mean, I've improved in my consistency since the founding of this channel, but I can do better, right? I can do better, way, way better. And I think I should just be more focused on building that routine, you know? Where I just because different topic, kind of related, but I think it's important to build habits and routines. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of this concept, but you need to start there. So over time, you can just kind of add on to those habits and those routines, you know? Routines are essentially they're kind of like the pillars of your life, you know? And you get to decide what your activities are in your own routine, right? Essentially, you want to be able to design your own program. So I'm basing it off of the lights in this kind of CPU, I guess. I think so. Let's try this blue. Oh shit. Focus on building or developing your own daily routine, right? And make sure you have the habits that lead you or that point to the direction of your end goal, right? And whatever you do in your routine, it doesn't even have to be perfect. because you can always adjust as you go, right? And improve things. But once the habit is there, you essentially have it, like you essentially have the ball rolling, and all you have to do is just tweak it here and there. And what's important is you have that solid thing in your life, you know? Because if you don't have good habits, you can have all the luck you have, or the luck you want, or the tools that you want. You can have all of that, but, or even the audience, you know, the subscribers and shit. But if you don't have the habits, you're not going to be able to make full use of whatever it is that's given to you for free, or kind of, yeah. Think of all the people that win like lotteries. They don't always end up using the money well, just because they don't have the skills of managing money, and right. I feel like there's so many pinks here. Let me just make it more white. What the fuck is this? No idea. Maybe add a bit of pink here in the background, or in the back. Fuck, disgusting. It's something. And yeah, you want to make sure that you build the right habits, right? So that one day, once you have like a certain piece of software, or once you have more resources to play with, once you have more attention, once you have a big email list, once you have lots and lots of subs, you can utilize that well, you know? So it's kind of a good thing if you don't get everything in the beginning, because if you had everything in the beginning, you're not going to be able to build any skills to keep whatever it is you're trying to work for, you know? Ooh, I sound so smart. Right? Hopefully you get the point that I'm trying to convey here. I think I'm going a bit too... Let me just focus more on the head. We'll see how far we can go and refine things. Oh, it's too messy. Let's just refine it a bit more. And yeah, I just want to be able to make full use of what you have. So don't rush things, you know? Take time and invest your efforts in building good habits. And over time, things will just get better. Well, there are no guarantees, but you can increase your chances. And an easy way to increase your chances of success is to build good habits, you know? For me right now, one of the best habits that I have, that I'm kind of consistent in, is my physical training. I do every morning. Right now I'm just doing calisthenics, but I did invest, or I'm kind of on the way. I did invest in some dumbbells, right, in a bench as well. So it's nice to have some weights in my room, aside from because I do have a power rack here for my pull-ups and dips. So I think that's kind of enough, right? I can start with some daily calisthenics, and then kind of after that I can do like heavier weights with the dumbbells, right? And once I do get those dumbbells, I'm pretty sure it's going to be easy, just because I already have the habit of training early morning, right? So yeah, focus on building those habits, because even if you change things, that the habit is already there, you know? Because the main habit is actually training, right? Physical training. but how you train is, it can change over time, but the habit of training is already there, because you've built it over time. And it takes time to build habits. So the thing about routines and habits is you have to be consistent for it to become an actual routine or habit. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious, it's basic advice, but, shit, right? We can make this blue maybe, or darker blue. If I drew more mechanical parts, I would probably know what to do. Right now, I'm just kind of winging it and making it shit up, as I go. Again, do more see, this is the thing. I keep saying I should do more studies, but I don't have the habit of doing studies yet. Right? So, I shouldn't focus on the fact that I should not focus so much on the fact that I'm not studying. I should focus more on the fact that I don't have the habit of studying. Right? You need to know what the actual problem is. It's not that you're not studying. You don't have the habit of studying. Once you have that, studying will be easy, And you do need to know how to time it as well. Like, how do you what time of the day should you do that specific activity? And this takes trial and error. You can't just figure it out first day, It's just not, it's not feasible, right? Am I right? Or am I right? I do want this to be more of like a really dark lens thingy. How do you do that effect? It's kind of like that, right? Am I doing a good job? Maybe, not really, but hey. We're at 22 minutes-ish. If you zoom out, it's a bit more refined. Well, not really, but it's close enough. Actual pics? Oh shit. It's too... It's not bad. But again, build good habits, right? For example, for this new series, it's easier to start, or it's easier to do this kind of video just because I've done so many videos, right? I already have the habit of making videos. I mean, even if I have like big monthly gaps, it's pretty much there. All you have to do is switch it on again and just do it for a couple of days or even like a week or two, and it will just kind of take care of itself, right? I mean, I still have to be kind of wary because I'm a human being, I can slip and shit. So I just have to make sure that I don't do that, right? Oh, I really wanted to do this effect. The blue light thing being casted. You know what? Fuck it. We'll try it. So some kind of white source maybe at the bottom. I mean, I do know a soft brush was probably used to achieve that effect, but... Yeah. So I'm pretty sure like this art chat / art demo I think is something that, I mean, I've said this a couple of times for different playlists, but I feel like this is better, right? I can do a demo and talk at the same time. Because I used to split it where I have an art chat and an art demo, and I feel like I can't always talk about the painting because there's not really much to say often. I mean, sometimes I can go in and talk about certain techniques, but in between, it's nice to talk about something different. And I already did it with the art demos. Like I end up talking about something different anyway. So I think it's better if I combine the two, and you know, I am being more efficient, I guess, in that regard, right? So some kind of reflected lighting to show that the light source is blue, right? Make it more obvious. But the question is, how? I think it needs to be whiter. Just more cyan? Cyan? Am I doing a good job? Maybe I'll hit 2 for 20% opacity. Maybe I need to use some kind of brush effect, perhaps. We'll try color dodge. We'll see. Maybe with the soft brush. We'll hit 7 for 70% opacity. Or 5? Is that too strong? Not bad. Yeah. I'll just cover it a bit. I think it's too strong. Normal. Okay. Let's go back here and then we'll just maybe do this. Oops. Hit 0 for 100% opacity. And just make it thicker. Ew. Gamenasai. Just change the value to show that the plane is different. Lighter just a bit, right? Not bad. I mean, it's kind of weird looking, but yeah, my structural experience is not as refined, I would say, right? So yeah, if you do have your own YouTube channel, just to show your process, get into the habit of being able to make videos, like right away, and don't focus so much on the quality, because you can always improve that later on. Focus on building the consistency, right? The ability to make videos. You can work on the quality later on, right? Because for you to be able to improve the skill, you actually need to have the skill, right? You don't even have to be that good, but the skill has to be there, you know, for you to improve on, right? And the only way it can be there is if you do it enough. Again, you don't even have to be that good, which is what makes it so amazing, right? If you're, you know, if it's going to suck, then it's going to suck. Fuck it. And sometimes, even if I've said this a couple of times, and it has worked for me when I keep reminding myself of this fact, but sometimes I still feel, I do get kind of down and sad. Well, not sad, but like frustrated when I don't achieve my goals immediately. It's kind of retarded, but it happens. I'm only a human being, We have egos, we have our pride and shit, and it hurts if you can't do something that, it hurts if it's taking too long. Sometimes it can be discouraging, and it will happen, And I don't really have advice for that, except to be patient, maybe. And even patience is something that, you know, like it's too. I feel like it's still too luxurious, and it's not really practical. But I know I need it. But again, I want things to be practical at the same time. So I'm kind of fucked. Well, not really, but it's complicated. That's the point. I feel like the head is not. I don't want the head to be this way. I should have spent more time detailing instead of painting and shit, or redesigning shit. But hey, life's a bitch, right? Maybe I can just delete this whole thing. Right? But at least now I have some kind of experience, right? And I know I can go into detail just a bit more. So that's it for this art chat / art demo. I know I cheated. Well, it's not really cheating. You know, I still did 30 minutes of painting. You know, I just had a sketch beforehand. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick session, this quick art chat / art demo. Build good habits, and you know, just start, whether it be social media, your art skills. Focus on building the habit, right? And everything else will just follow from that. Let me just make a few more adjustments. Just a bit more. There you go. Just a bit. And once you have those habits, you can build on top of that, right? So I hope this video helps you in some way. Focus on try to help someone if you're in social media. If you don't really have ideas for content, just show your process and shit. And get used to just showing your paintings, your behind the scenes, your work in progress and shits like that. And yeah. So should I post it like this or like this? I think this is better. Anyway, keep training, keep painting, keep learning, and stay free.